mean, for my son, I don't want him to ever have to work. Why does that bother a mother so much? Why is that always being thrown in my face like that's such a bad thing? It's not a bad thing.
And I told him, listen, no more handouts. No more handouts. It can't be, because I feel like I'm hurting my children just by, I give them money, they go shopping, they put gas in their car, they party, they come back, I need money.
I didn't teach them about contracts, I didn't teach them about saving, I didn't teach them about investments. Who would have taught him these things? Of course he's broke. He's a gambling addict. He got baby mamas all over the place. What do you mean is he broke? Of course he's broke. What boxer do you know that isn't broke? What a ridiculous question.
Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s daughter, Ayanna Yaya Mayweather, has stirred controversy after stating that the boxing icon has spent a large portion of his wealth on a lavish lifestyle. She claims that Floyd is now declining to financially support his children, encouraging them instead to work and become independent.
A pot to in a window to throw. I got tongue twisted. Don't have a pot to in a window to throw it out of. Bitch, don't even got a fucking car to drive. I'ma start popping it like that on y'all, cause I just be like, you know, I be real laid back, I be cool, but
Floyd explained during a podcast appearance that he can no longer continue giving money to his children, reportedly because he cannot afford to. He advised them to create their own businesses or find jobs rather than relying on him for financial support.
I buy them houses, I buy them cars, told them, listen, from here on out, if you guys go to school or you work in one of my businesses, then you can branch off, get your own business, and I'll put the money up to help you start a business, but I need you guys to take what I've already started and triple and double that, and then I need my grandchildren to come behind you guys and do the same.
Chael Sonnen, a former MMA fighter and analyst, alleges that Floyd never truly earned the level of money he claims. Sonnen stated that figures in boxing are often inflated. Despite that, Floyd continued spending as if he had limitless wealth, which could explain reports suggesting he is now facing financial struggles or possibly broke.
Numbers that you hear in boxing simply aren't true. Floyd made $1 billion. No, he didn't. Floyd and Conor made $500 million. No, they didn't. Of course they didn't. Nobody's ever confirmed that. Literally nobody. It's the same thing with boxing pay-per-view. Whatever boxing pay-per-view is the biggest boxing pay-per-view of all time, it's just whoever put out the press release and lied more than the person before them. These have never been confirmed by leadership of a publicly traded company, who is the one that supplies the pay-per-view. It is illegal for them to lie. You have never heard Time Warner, you've never heard Cox, you've never heard DirecTV, you have never heard an executive come out and confirm any of the absurd pay-per-view numbers that you believe to be true. The numbers aren't what you think they are, right? The numbers are good and they made a lot of money, but it's not what you think it is. And yeah, of course Floyd's broke. Would you be boxing if you were?
Sonnen expanded on his concerns, pointing out that there is no clear proof of anyone actually signing the enormous multi-million-dollar checks Floyd has claimed to receive from his fights.
And it's the same thing with the check. I got $100 million for a fight. Oh, you did? Who signed the check? Whoever signed the check is going to want credit for it. There's never been a time that $1 million check was written and the dude that wrote the check didn't make sure that somebody found out he wrote the check. So who wrote the check? Floyd's got a whole bunch of them, apparently. He got $1 billion. Who wrote the check?
Former ESPN writer Jason Whitlock stated that Floyd Mayweather Jr. has spent heavily in an effort to remain relatable and maintain a presence in celebrity culture. He suggested that this kind of lifestyle may have led him into debt, forcing him to come out of retirement to handle financial responsibilities and repay what he owes.
Floyd Mayweather is an example of the stupidity of living for the culture and trying to be relatable and trying to be this incredible icon or example of look how much money I've made. He's blown it all, and now at 49 years old, he's got to go back into the boxing ring and continue to fight because he's in a lot of debt. And this is what I was trying to make the point to Cam Newton about. This whole, I'm doing it for the culture. What has doing it for the culture ever got?
On the other hand, Floyd's associate and business partner Wack 100 insists that claims of Mayweather going broke are false, emphasizing that such rumors have circulated for over 2 decades without evidence. He maintains that Mayweather still owns luxury properties and lives a wealthy lifestyle, making the financial trouble narrative exaggerated.
They're accusing him of going broke because he's looking for these fights.
They've been accusing Floyd of going broke for 20 years. Now, let's talk about going broke. Maybe down to 200 million. Maybe that's his broke. I don't know.
Maybe that's his broke.
What I do know is his homes are still there because when he tell me to come see him, it's the same addresses. Every time he called me, it's stars on the roof. Right? So I don't know unless somebody is hacked into this man's finances. They always accuse the man of going broke. So maybe he's bored.
Maybe 50.
Maybe he's bored. The number 50 don't mean nothing because he's still performing like he always had.
Despite the ongoing controversy, Floyd has returned to training following his announcement of a comeback, preparing for upcoming exhibition matches and a professional bout with Manny Pacquiao. Andre Ward stated that regardless of Mayweather Jr.'s flashy image and public persona, he never neglected his training. Ward highlighted that Floyd remained disciplined, consistently working hard and staying in peak physical condition throughout his career, and continues to maintain that same work ethic even in retirement.
The flash, even though you see the glitz, even though you see Floyd in the streets ripping and running, one thing he never neglected was the gym. He always stayed true to his roots and he perfected his craft, and that's why he became who he became. I personally wish that Floyd Mayweather at 49 years old would be somewhere kicking up his feet, living off his investments, and frankly
amid speculation that Floyd Mayweather is broke, Yada Mayweather tweeted that she might get a job. While she claimed it was due to boredom, critics believe the real reason could be that Floyd has reduced or stopped supporting her financially.
Yaya, after being courted by her dad, an NBA YoungBoy, got on the internet and said something very interesting. She said, what did she say, Jasmine? Lately, you gotta expand it for me. Thank you so much. Lately, I've been bored. So I was thinking about getting a job for fun, or maybe work like 2 or 3 days out of the week, just to see what it's like. Why not? Ooh, the entitlement. The laziness. The fact that she couldn't read the room. You know, there's people out here looking for jobs. I'm bored, so I'm just gonna get a job today. I couldn't even believe she tweeted that. I just couldn't believe. I said, oh my God, like, she is really.
Critics have also questioned whether Yaya Mayweather fully understands financial responsibility. They argue that growing up with access to wealth does not automatically mean knowing how to manage it. Skills such as budgeting, saving, and investing are crucial, and without them, even significant wealth can quickly diminish. This discussion expands to a broader trend among wealthy families, suggesting that many second-generation individuals lose inherited wealth. This is often linked to a lack of financial education or being raised in an environment that promotes entitlement rather than discipline. In some situations, parents may focus heavily on building wealth but fail to teach their children how to preserve it, while in others, children may simply take financial security for granted.
You already know what's up. These little girls don't know how to do nothing. And she's sitting online about, I'm bored. And y'all can say, well, her daddy rich, but like, well, what if something happens to her father? Oh, we got trust funds. Okay, cool. He may have trust funds. But does she know how to budget money? Does she know how to make money? Does she know the value of money? That empire, that estate is going to be gone. And statistics show that 85% of second wealth generators from their parents go broke because they don't understand how to manage it, which means there's a few reasons. Either we spent too much time making it, we didn't have time to educate our kids on it, and so we just gave them everything. Or two, they just don't give a damn. They just entitled, spoiled.
Many experts believe that at this point in his life, Floyd Mayweather Jr. should step back and enjoy the wealth he has accumulated, living off his investments instead of continuing to fight. They argue that he possesses the knowledge, experience, and business ability to lead boxing as a major promoter. Having built himself into a global star, he understands the sport thoroughly. However, there are still questions about why his promotional company has not fully dominated, with fighters often leaving after signing. Analysts suggest that while he enjoys his success, boxing remains central to his identity, and the attention from major fights is difficult for him to completely walk away from.
Floyd Mayweather with his popularity, Floyd Mayweather with his knowledge of business, boxing business. He's made the mistakes, he's had to fight for everything that he's gotten, and he's built himself into a mega superstar, and he knows the ins and outs of the sport. I feel like if Mayweather Promotions was ran the way it was supposed to be run, Floyd Mayweather, in my opinion, should be running the sport of boxing. He should be the premier promoter in the sport. What promoter can stand up to Floyd Mayweather if his promotional company comes after him? But for whatever reason, Floyd Mayweather Promotions has not dominated the game. They sign a lot of guys, and then for whatever reason, those guys get released, or there's an issue, and they move on. I don't understand that, but my heart for Floyd would be to do just that. Enjoy the fruits of your labor, which we see him doing a lot. Living off your investments, which we hear him talk a lot about, and running the game as the premier promoter in the sport of.
Andre Ward expressed respect for Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s legacy as both a fighter and businessman, noting that much of the criticism overlooks his actual achievements in boxing and financially. Ward explained that Mayweather built his brand around the concept of money, showcasing his lifestyle, success, and independence, which turned him into a global attraction. He rejected the idea that Floyd failed financially, emphasizing that he was strategic in promoting himself and maximizing his earnings, even when promoters doubted him. However, Ward also pointed out that Floyd's public image and celebrity lifestyle can lead to divided opinions, with some people focusing more on criticism than accomplishments.
Mayweather's responsible for y'all getting media credential at these big fights and getting these free lunches and being a part of a big event. But for years I've heard people only talk about what Floyd Mayweather wasn't to them, what he did not do. How even though this was a great event, it's generated tens of millions and in many cases hundreds of millions, he should have stopped him. He was boring. He was this. I've always supported and pushed back on that narrative of Floyd Mayweather. Part of that is because of the way Floyd Mayweather goes about his business. He's been filthy rich. He's made his name, his legacy, and a lot of his reputation wasn't just the boxing, it was the money. It's the money man. What I have, what I'm driving, what I'm living in, what I'm flying in. And a lot of people, they don't like that. I don't know if Floyd Mayweather had more supporters for most of his fights or more haters. But regardless of where you fall on that line, Floyd Mayweather made it work for him when many people, promoters included, networks included, early on didn't think.
Jake Paul has also spoken out about the ongoing Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Manny Pacquiao rematch situation, criticizing it as unnecessary and poorly handled. He argued that the constant back and forth, confusion over contracts, and changes in promotion are harming boxing's credibility. Paul suggested that the sport continues to recycle the same fighters and narratives instead of creating fresh matchups that fans genuinely want. He implied that the hype around the rematch is driven more by marketing and financial gain than real competition. According to him, the situation feels disorganized and overly hyped, with too many conflicting messages from both sides. His comments contribute to the broader debate among fans and fighters about whether the rematch is truly needed or simply another money-driven event built on nostalgia.
With boxing. boxing is people in the sport who aren't professional and
it makes us all look bad.
It's terrible, and it's so archaic and old, and there's so many egos. People think that they're bigger or better than they are multiple times. They have terrible teams around them that's like their homie from, you know, back in the day running for them. And because of that, these types of deals don't get done, and it all comes down to like, oh, well, ring size, and you can't wear these shoes and this type of glove, and you can't wear this glove. It's like, bro, stop being a fight. Like, that's the problem with the sport, and that's probably what they're running into, a lack of professionalism. And
amid continuing rumors about Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s finances, reports claim that Manny Pacquiao has purchased Mayweather's boxing gym in Los Angeles, further fueling online speculation. This development has sparked debate among fans and analysts about whether Mayweather is under financial pressure or simply restructuring his assets. Some believe the situation is being misunderstood and is unrelated to his personal wealth, noting that high-profile athletes frequently buy and sell properties as investments. Others see it as further support for claims that his spending habits may have affected his finances.
This is major news. Manny Pacquiao now has a home gym in LA. Pacquiao Prime Boxing Limitless. The truth is, I came today to Hollywood to check out Chuck Norris' start. It's the second time in LA. Last week I looked for it, I couldn't find it. I came back today, was able to find it. It was not easy to find. And I here to pay respect. Chuck Norris, an icon, the legend, passed away. I'm happy to see people didn't forget him. They leave flowers and pictures and things for him, and I'll get into that second half of this video. But as I'm coming back to my car, I look up and I see this sign. And I caught up with one of the residents, a lady that lives nearby, and she told me this used to be Mayweather Fitness. Check it out. Manny Pacquiao wins the first round heading in.
Meanwhile, WAC 100 responded to Floyd Mayweather's return from retirement for major fights against Mike Tyson and Manny Pacquiao, as well as ongoing claims about him going broke. He dismissed the idea that Mayweather is financially struggling, stating that such claims have existed for years. He added that even if Mayweather's net worth had decreased, it would still be extremely high by normal standards and not close to being broke. To support his point, he described Mayweather's lifestyle and discipline, mentioning that he has personally seen Floyd leave a strip club late at night in a Rolls-Royce, yet still maintain discipline by changing into running gear and jogging home. WAC argued that this routine reflects Mayweather's mindset, conditioning, and consistent work ethic. He concluded that Floyd's technique, focus, and competitive nature remain unchanged, suggesting that rumors of financial decline or reduced ability are exaggerated.
He's gonna fight Mike Tyson, an exhibition match, and then after that they're saying August he's supposed to be fighting Manny Pacquiao at the age of 49 after retiring almost 10 years ago. He's putting his 50-0 record on the line, and this is like, that's his thing, 50-0.
I will say this. Me and Floyd, we very close. I've left the strip club at 3 o'clock in the morning where Floyd went to in a Rolls Royce. But he comes out the strip club in sweats and running shoes and jogs home 9-10 miles. 2-3 o'clock in the morning, he's been up all day. His mind, his body is still conditioned for who he is. His technique has not been, his technique has.
What are your thoughts on Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s financial situation?